All right. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and start it. That way you can get on. I know everybody has busy schedules. So thank you everybody for joining. Today's community meeting. It's our Pahala large capacity cesspool closure project. Today's meeting is the focus on the amended, the review of the amended environmental information document EID. So just for introduction, I am Mark Grant. I am the wastewater division project coordinator. To my right is Kelly Hartman, our DEM planner. Peter Sir, our DEM secretary. And I think remotely we have Elise Lam, our DEM project coordinator. Our corporate counsel member, Dana Mele Lacey, and Cesspool as our maintenance branch provider. So this kind of a quick synopsis of where we stand today currently on the current status. So we completed the feasibility report, the preliminary engineering report, and we initially did a draft environmental information document back in November. But where we currently stand is the revised draft EID documentation. And that's where we currently stand on it. Next slide, please. So the purpose of today's meeting really is to go over the review of the amended draft EID that was done, which we currently make a preferred selection on the alternative that will be proceeding forward. So this is a recap of kind of similar to what we conducted back in November of last year. One of the purposes of this meeting is there was a revision within the AOC that required us to kind of revisit the EID and making sure we redo this public comment period. So some of the information we're going to be going over is very similar to what we did back in November. But again, the big aspect is we are making a preferred selection on the alternatives within this process. So just going over, so what is the EID? Again, it's it's analysis on the environmental impacts on the 4 different alternatives as well as the no action alternative. It describes the proposed projects, the needs, surrounding land use, existing environment impacts and mitigation measures as it pertains to the environment. The big emphasis under this revised EID is, again, the county is making a preferred selection alternative, which is option 1, which is the wastewater treatment plant new collection system. So that's kind of being disclosed within this revised EID. So the environmental topics that's covered within the EID, it kind of goes real briefly through the list: climate, physiographic, water resources, agricultural, natural resources, flora, fauna, cultural and historical resources, air quality, noise, natural resources, roadways and traffic, hazardous materials, social economics and environmental justice, sustainability, human health and safety, and unresolved issues. So the EID takes all these aspects for all 4 alternatives and looks at the impacts, mitigation measures, and takes that into consideration. So as we've been going through all these previous meetings and discussions, I think we're all familiar with the 4 alternatives that have been presented and discussed in the past. So the big takeaway is the county is selecting to go with the packaged wastewater treatment plant, new collection system. Okay. Is there any questions so far? So, within the EID, what factors have been taken into consideration on making that selection? One is regulatory compliance, right? So one of the factors on the regulatory side is back initially when the county overtook the system from Cesspool, part of that agreement was, the county will provide and maintain a new community wastewater system and treatment plant, which was part of the agreement. So that's one of the factors taken into consideration. The other regulatory compliance factor is, under the IWS alternatives, it would require HRS code changes, which that type of process would have great ramifications on us meeting the project schedule. So one of the major factors as well. So community factor that we have taken into consideration. So we have been doing the 174 surveys that has been mailed out. Based off the survey that has been received, was about 64 has responded that have been received. The majority of the selections was alternate one. And also taking into consideration previous correspondence that was done by the past administration or staff. Way back when the project started, it's always been communicated with the community, new treatment plant, new collection system, which is, taking again what had been expressed in the past as well. Other factors, stay on this. Yeah, other factors, community, we do look at short-term disturbance, right? So we understand construction activities for either option does have a level of short-term disturbance for the community for construction activities. For the IWS, it's more of an invasive disturbance for property owners because construction is happening within the private property side. That's where with the alternative that's been selected, majority of the work is going to be done within the right-of-way of the roadways, with the exceptions of the existing lots that's connected. Those houses, we would have to physically connect to the collection system. So that's something being considered. Long-term disturbance, being with the collection system being within the right-of-way. The county is responsible for maintaining that system within the right-of-way, so we don't have to go on to private properties for the life of the system, right? We're maintaining what's within the right-of-way. So that's being taken into consideration as from a community practice. Environmental risks. We looked at it for IWS. So IWS are just considered within the code, the HER, as a temporary means of wastewater treatment, right? So it's not a good long-term solution. So we took that into consideration. Also the fact IWS is very dependent on being properly operated as well as having sufficient land space to properly dispose and filter out the water, effluent water. So we face the challenge of small lots, lots that's fully built out. It would have required variance from the Department of Health, which sometimes accumulated variances within a close proximity has that potential impact to the environment. So we took that into consideration, and knowing well at a treatment level, a wastewater treatment plant will provide a higher level of treatment. And being the goal is to utilize it for reuse, we will meet oxidation disinfection requirements, the Department of Health requirements for that purpose. So as you can see, the portfolio item, again, the treatment plant will meet the long-term goal on trying to give wastewater service to the community. I know right now the project is situated just to meet the AOC, but at least with the treatment plant in place, it gives us the opportunity for further expansion and so forth to continue services for the community. Okay, so are there any questions on the factors or anything before? All right, so as we look to proceed forward, alternative one, so the acquiring the 14.9 acre parcel. So the county is within the final stage, we're in the stages of finalizing the combination of that property. We have a map on the slide and we have a map in the back if you guys are curious to see where that area is. The next step after acquisition, we're gonna be construction of the wastewater treatment plant collection system, which will be primarily again within the public right of way for the vast majority of the work. Which will allow us to convey the wastewater to the wastewater treatment plant. And then we'll be closing and abandoning the 2 cesspools, and then the existing collection system can be abandoned at that point. So that's really a quick key milestones on some of the big tasks to be completed with this option. So this is just kind of see, again, I'm pretty sure we're familiar, the green area of the lower, that's the 14.9 acre that we're acquiring. The yellow line is kind of depicts where the collection system will be installed. And it continues on, you don't see it but upper, it continues on along Rocky Street up to the intersection and Pahala Street up to the intersection. And so what you see on the screen, it is the conceptual layout of the wastewater treatment plant facility, as well as the subsurface drip irrigation disposal system. So the main trunk line will come down Miley Street, or will connect to Miley Street, come along utility and access easement along the property line, where it will come to the package units. It goes through the treatment process, and then as you can see, effluent will be stored within the irrigation control tank, and then from there it will be disposed out into the subsurface drip irrigation system. Did anybody have any questions on that concept?
Question.
Yeah.
So is that the same for the academics when the state?
Yeah, so the goal is to create the least disturbance to the existing macula trees. So
Maybe leasing it out still to the academic company. What did you do in Russia?
yeah, so the ultimate goal is to try to see if we can come to a form of agreement with the leasee to still maintain that balance. Yeah. Yes. All right, so some of the next steps for the Pahala community. Again, we are continuing to be available at any time. I think from the previous meeting, as we get to the end of the slides, you will have contact information. The public comment period for the amended EID ends on April 15th. So I encourage, you guys to submit any comments if you guys have friends or relatives that's impacted by the AOC project. If they can submit any comments, if there are any. From there, we'll be compiling whatever comments has been received. Then we'll be able to finalize the EID submitted to EPA, which will be one of the milestones within the AOC for us to comply with. Then from there, at which point we're going to be completing the design of the package wastewater treatment plant and the collection system, as well as acquiring the acquisition of the wastewater treatment plant parcel, all simultaneously to kind of put our best efforts forward with complying with the AOC. some of the keynotes, the new collection system, we're expecting a bid, to out for bid, in July, around July 2024. And the treatment plant, we're looking the early part of 2025 to go out for bid for and I know we're having a meeting now, but the next district-wide outreach meeting is scheduled for August 2024. And that formal date, I don't, Peter, did we establish a formal date yet?
Not in August.
So, you guys might get a notification in the mail about that next, district-wide. And I think we're here this time,
Nolly,
or not,
it'll be on Thursday.
That's gonna be football, I know that.
yes, that's the right one. Right? So again, this is just some resources, information, where you can find, the information as far as amended, EID. The YouTube channel link that provides a link to all these recordings of these meetings. So, I know sometimes the meetings are a lot of information. So that's a good source if you guys ever want to go back to the meeting recordings. And then the EPA website has information regarding our POC, US. And I think we have hard copies right now presently, if you guys want to scroll through and take a look at it, but also we got a station at the library, if you guys are looking for hard copy. So really, again, we're looking for any comments we get tonight, as well as this emphasizing April 15th. That's the closeout period. Email if you want to submit any comments next month. And really, that's the run through on today's media. I'd love to see any questions or any.
Yeah, please speak to the mic. Turn on.
I think about it, yeah.
Well, it's for the recording. Push the button to turn on.
Okay. Question is, you know that yellow line? I see now that you guys got it printed, back on a map. You go back to it.
Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now I see the yellow line. The yellow line is basically, the line is the sewer lines, right? Okay, so I see them running past through my house. So there's some properties with, pumps. And Brenda brought up last meeting about gravity flow. So you guys gonna reroute again, because we have some lines in our property that is, you know, the ones that they put in, the white PVC pipes. So you guys gonna dig and reroute that, because I don't know if you guys came and assessed the situation again since the last meeting, since we talked about gravity flow.
Okay, so for the existing lots, they will be connected by gravity. We are, we're taking into consideration, we're locating laterals on the low end of the properties.
Yeah.
On average, that the laterals are about 8 feet deep, 8 to 5 feet deep. So we're located on the low side. We're locating existing laterals that's currently connected. Those will be probably reconstructed to properly tie in the collection system.
Okay, and then next question is stupid question. When you guys gonna start on this? Because every time I only hear dates, and prolonging the thing.
Yeah.
I know you guys gotta put them up for bid and stuff like that. But my concern is just like the pumps. You guys buy the pumps, I don't think you guys get any mechanics to fix the pumps. And the pumps by now is all outdated, they don't have any warranty. Now, you guys gonna make this thing down at Magna. Do you guys have backup system, just in case if something happened? You guys got a contingency plan?
Okay.
Put that into play, that's all I ask.
Okay, not a good question. So the collection system out for bid this year, that is our emphasis for this year. The county has qualified for grant money to fund the project, which we are obligated to award the contract before the end of the year. So there is pressure on the county's end to make sure we don't lose that grant funding. So that's a good step forward to moving forward with the project on the collection system side. The treatment plant, that's gonna be following after on that side as well. So as far as the backup, the plant itself, as you can see, it's two modular units. The plant itself is sized as it's oversized in a manner where we're gonna have more capacity than what we anticipate under this project. So there is that level of conservative approach on that aspect. But and then I just want to clarify, the connection, the existing lots that are connected, right? You brought up about existing lots, the white PVC. The white PVC pipes, they're probably constructed to substandard grades, right? So under the construction for those existing lots, we will probably end up having to reconstruct a good portion of it to account for proper depth of the sewer line within the park.
And some of the counties bought of pay. Not the moon.
Okay, so for the existing lots that are connected, the newly accessible lots, we are locating the laterals on the low ends of the property and bringing it to the boundary. Okay, we're doing our best effort to, lower the pipes as much as we can, finding that balance and bringing the lateral up to the property line for the newly accessible lots. So, and it's only until we construct it and then the homeowner looks to connect, will that, be able to properly verify.
So, if people have an empty lot and they build a house, they're going to connect up. If it's one of the lots that the sewer passes, then they pay for the hookup?
So under the current county code, we don't have hookup fees.
Oh, anywhere?
Yeah, we don't have hookup fees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But again, if your lot is accessible by the sewer system, if you do construct your building, you would have to connect to the system.
Yeah, but no fee. Because the Catholic Church was asking me whether they have to pay the hookup.
There's no connection fee.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And it might be pretty similar to what Gary just asked, but I know during the last meeting, I had pointed out that my existing lot has the pump.
Yes.
And they put it in the corner of my bedroom home, so it's like right there. And I know we had a discussion, I know I spoke with you saying that pump would be coming out of my lot because now with gravity flow, I should not have to have a pump at all.
Yeah, so again, we looked at the newly accessible lots, your lot included. We're locating the lateral on the low end of your property. And those laterals are relatively deep. It can range from anywhere from 85 feet deep below the grade. So it should give you guys enough fall on properly gravity flow to that lateral stuff. And I'm more than happy to sit down with you after the meeting and look at it closer, and I can sketch out where we're looking to find laterals for certain properties. If you guys are any other newly accessible lots.
Can I ask a question for her?
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't been at all of the meetings, but, question came up with the, bi-monthly wastewater payments that's been, we've been paying for years and years, and nothing really came about with the payment. Yeah, what were they for?
So if you're paying a monthly, the bi-monthly fee, that's for the existing system right now. So you're probably connected to the existing system, is my understanding on that billing system that's established.
To the game.
Yeah, to the gang system, yeah.
Well, that's what we were paying for that before. Or were we
I'm not,
prior to the county taking over, or, I mean, Cesspool connecting, were we paying before?
Bro was, I think, I'm waiting to answer that. I think Bro was paying for it, they had all the workers, right? It's the white own workers, but yeah, from plantation workers.
I think the workers will maintain the line.
oh, okay.
And then, like, after the plantation closed down, we took over. We had the switch, which was closed down, so we had to be maintained. But right now, your fees are, I think it's going to the county, so in case anything happens, they, county will come out and put the reserve, right?
On the property itself?
Yes.
With the existing
Line
system,
of the running.
yeah.
With the existing line from the house
Yeah,
to the street.
right now, no, you have any, plug up, no line, but the county plug out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's under the existing system, yeah. One more. Don't be shy. Okay,
And the things are kind the one we paid, everybody kind of say, oh, paying for nothing, but honestly, you know, my lot, every time I see these guys come and pick them up, because the lights are old, they break and then lose weight and plugs up the line. So, our monthly fee is being utilized, because they come, they work like 2 week one, they dig it up, but people see people, it's not in their area, they don't see, no, I see. And so I just wanted to let you know that, I'm not for you to use. And then we get the new store line,
I think Cisco will be doing a good job.
but it only do my race. You know,
It takes all the time for.
Take the race off, Cisco.
well, with that, I'll be hanging around, so if you guys have any more questions. If you guys have any more questions and you wanna, ask questions, I'll be in the back, I'll be hanging around. Alright?
It's okay.
You said everything else.
If you go into the.
I don't even know what it is.